Welcome to Asbery's Echoes. My name is Rhonda and this is my Floss Tube channel. And what you're going to see today is cross stitch. Lots of cross stitch, and we have something new in the Etsy shop, so I want to share that too today, and I'll get to that in just a second. This is number 47. I can't believe I've been doing this many, and I've been really good at trying to keep on a schedule, so that's really good for me because I'm not good at schedules. So number 47, Drew just said something, I don't know what, but he says I'm not good at schedules. He's not going to be on here today because he's trying to find his AirPods, I don't know what they're called, but he's looking for them and it's driving him nuts because he can't find them. So I'm going to try not to say so and as much. Today is the 7th of April. It is cold outside here in Southwest Iowa. Cold and overcast and just not a very pretty day. It's a typical spring day and not a very pretty one. I think tomorrow it's supposed to start warming up, so that's a good thing. I hope it does. I'm going to try something new this year. I'm going to try some raised garden beds. With all of my cross stitch and the business, I just don't have the time to garden like I have been doing in the past. And I'm hoping that with the raised garden beds, it's going to take a lot of work to get them going, to get them up and going. But I think once they are, the weeding should be a lot less. I shouldn't have to spend as much time. We'll see. I'm hoping. And if nothing else, if I have all the raised garden beds, then down the line when I'm getting older and I can't really garden as easily as I would like, I'll have the beds already done. So that's a plus. We'll see how that works though. And where do I want to start? I think I'm going to start with the things that I have stitched, which I haven't listed as much as I thought I had. And then I got to thinking about it. It's because I've got 2 or 3 projects done, but I don't have them fully finished. So until they're fully finished, I can't list them. And I didn't pull them out to show. I will wait until I get them listed. I do have one here that I plan to hopefully list today or tomorrow that I will show. So one of them, where did I put them? Here they are. This one is called Sing to the Lord. And I really like this one. I love the board that it's on. I have to find my notes. Okay, Sing to the Lord. And this one is stitched on 36 count Ale Edinburgh linen. It's done 1/2 and it's DMC. I did not dye this one. This Ale Edinburgh linen is dark enough that when you use the white thread, it really shows up and pops. And this is mounted on a board that I got from the Wooden Nail. I love this board. It's just the color. I love the color. It shows up really bright when I photograph it. It's looking a little more true to form, true color here. But when I photograph it, it turns out more turquoisey and real bright, and it's not real bright. It's been stained over, you can tell, or stained and buffed up, so it's a real nice soft wood. The Wooden Nail is on Etsy. They also have a website, and I ordered this off the website. If you were to want to make one of your own, they sell the PDF patterns on Etsy, which is really nice. I don't know how to run the saw. I could probably convince Drew to make one for me, but it was just easier to order it. And I would highly recommend them. I've ordered 2 or 3 different things from them, and I love everything I've gotten. So that's called the Wooden Nail. And this is Sing to the Lord. And I have another one, another stitch that I've mounted. I had 2 of these boards that I've mounted, and I haven't listed it yet, but as soon as I list it, I will show you. That's the first one. Let's stick that over here. I don't know if you can see that or not. No, that's good. Okay. And then I have, here we go. This one is because I should have brought it out and I didn't. Hey Drew, can you go in on the kitchen table and get the bowl of chickens? I have a bowl of chickens that I made using a Lori Brecklin pattern, a Not Forgotten Farm pattern. And my bowl of chickens needed something extra. So I came up with, I don't need those. These are my, it's an old wooden bowl, and these are my chickens. And I think I've shown them, I'm not sure. But I made 4 of them. She gives you, you get the pattern to make the chicken, and then you can decorate them however you'd like. I mean, you can follow along with hers, which I think I probably did to a certain extent, but then you can just have fun. So there's this one, and this one, and this one. Aren't they? They're fun. They were so fun to make. And this one, and I just used things I had around the house, like all these little seed beads. I have all those seed beads, and I thought, oh, they'd be perfect. Little pieces of rickrack, pieces of trim. I'm sure, positive, this trim came from Purple Paper Mountain. The eyeball on this guy looks like a sequin. No, those are little teeny weeny brown buttons. That's what those are. I thought maybe I'd used a sequin. This one's just a French knot. And then these are embroidered. They're embroidered. These are just fun. They're just fun. And I had this bowl, 4 chickens, and you know, the rule of decorating is you should have an odd amount. So 3 chickens would have looked sweet and looked more pleasing to the eye. I made 4 chickens, and so I decided I needed a pin cushion or a pin keep to put in my bowl. So this is called Eggs. Real simple, Eggs. And it is done, this guy was done on the Nate Berkus fabric, and I dyed it after I stitched it. And again, it's all 1/2 and all DMC. The trim is, oh darn it, I printed that off and I forgot to bring it out and put it in my book. The trim is called Prim Burgundy. And I'm sure that that's what, I know it is because I just typed that up and printed it off. So it's Prim Burgundy, and it's from Purple Paper Mountain. And that's Eggs. And I made this to go with my bowl. That doesn't look good, but my bowl of chickens. He also will go along with, I've got like 4, do I have 4 patterns designed now? Of farm animals. So I've got the eggs, I got the chicken, and I'm working on the sheep, and I have a goat, and I have a horse. I'm stitching the sheep, and I'll show him here pretty soon. Don't think I have the horse completely finished, and I don't know how many more I'll do. I just thought it would be fun to do some farm animals. So that's number 2, and I have one more that I finished and listed. And this one's kind of fun because my daughter wanted something to give to a coworker at the end of the school year that she works with. And she said she knew she liked flowers and bees and beehives. And so this is what I came up with. It's called Buzz and Bloom. And this one, darn it, I printed it off and didn't bring it. I can't remember. This one was stitched on, I'm pretty sure, Vintage Country Mocha. And it is 36 count. And I did not dye this one. This one, she wanted one of the little bumblebee buttons to put on it. That was something I need to show you before I forget. Where did I put my eggs? Here we go. This one has this sweet little, I don't know if you can see him, chicken button. And that little chicken button, when I got to looking at it, he's got the funniest scowl on his face. I had to laugh. Whenever I look at him, I just laugh. He's very cute. So that's the chicken button that I put onto that. And then back to this. I'm 1/2 all DMC. This is a prim green, and I can't remember what color it was, from Purple Paper Mountain, this trim. And then I stitched it again, only this one was stitched on, 32 count raw linen, and I dyed this one. Same color, 1/2. You can see the difference. I just thought it would be fun to show the difference. This trim is called Prim Khaki, and it is from Purple Paper Mountain. I put the little bumblebee. I stitched the bumblebee, but then I put the button over the stitched bumblebee because I thought that was really cute. So you can do so many things with these buttons. You know, this way it's just hanging. This way it's stitched on. So the pattern will come with the chart to stitch. And you don't have to stitch, you can use a button. This one's a little bigger, obviously, because this one is 32 count, this one's 36 count, but I used 1/2 on both. And I know some people don't like the look of 1/2 when they're stitching on 32. I still do. I like the, to me, you can see the individual stitches, and that's what I like. And it just gives it a more of a primitive look. Not that 2/2 isn't beautiful, because it is. I just prefer the 1/2. I've done it for so long, it doesn't even register to use two threads. So this is called Buzz and Bloom. And those are the 3 patterns that I have listed in the shop since the last time I was on here. And this one is one that I'm going to get put on. Hopefully either today or tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. And this is my April flower basket. And all the flower baskets are stitched on. That one I've got printed off too. Okay, all the flower baskets are stitched on 36 count Ale Edinburgh, and they are all 1/2, all DMC. And you know, the picture, or they're all going to coordinate. Every basket's going to look a little different or be different. Every flower, obviously, in the basket's going to be different, but I'm going to try and use as much of the same color as I can so that you can display them all together if you would like, or display one each month, or whatever, however you want to do it. So this is the April flower basket, and now I've got to get busy on the May one, because I know I don't even know if I have it designed. Anyway, this will be listed hopefully soon. And I don't remember, this is the same color. No, it's not. This is Prim Olive. That's Prim Olive. And it's different than this color green, and I can't remember what color this one is. I'll have to look it up. That's those. So next, I think I will show, here's my vintage stitch. I try and pull out an old stitch. I have so many, and I have so many that aren't framed. This one I obviously framed myself long before I had a clue how to even attempt to frame, so please bear with me. It's very primitive looking. This is a Lizzie Kate. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. It's got a couple of little teeny tiny buttons, and it is framed very primitively. It really needs to be ironed. Maybe someday I will take this apart and rework the framing. Here's the back. I shouldn't show you. I think I used packing tape. Piece of cardboard, some packing tape. I'm sure I just wrapped this around something. Probably the original picture that was in the frame would be my guess. And there it is. It's very pretty. I love the Lizzie Kate designs, and I have stitched a handful of them. Okay, now the big fun, oh, I wanted to share this. Lori, C-O-C-H, I'm not sure how she pronounces it, sent me this, and it was such a nice surprise. And she said that it is fabric that Doreen with Privy and Prims was talking about on her Floss Tube. I think this is Osnaburg. Pretty sure it's Osnaburg. Lori says it's too small for her to stitch on. I'll come up with something. I will use this. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate this, and I will use it for some. I will come up with something to use this with. I'll have to definitely use my magnifying glass to stitch on it, but I will do it. I wanted to make sure I shared that. And then this is the new thing that Abby, my daughter, she makes all my buttons, and she is now making stick pins, and they are so fun. So here, I just stuck them in here. This is just so I could show them all. Aren't they fun? This is all the ones that we have in the shop at the moment. I know she's got plans for a lot more. So, I'll show you. These are, they're about, I wanted to say they're a little over 2 inches high. Can you see them? I don't know if you can see them. Probably should have had, this one will show better. I was using one the other night. I had to frog something, and I thought, oh, I wonder, these are nice. This, for me, I liked using this to frog. It's thicker. It's a thicker pin, and I could get it. It's sharp, but it's not horribly sharp. I have tried using like the seam rippers. I cannot use those for the life of me. They just don't work. I bought, I think it was a Lori Holt, and that's what it was for. And it's okay. I liked it better than the seam ripper. But these, for some reason, I really like them. I could get them under the thread, and the thread, I wasn't shredding my thread at all. I don't know if it's, they're not as, the Lori Holt one is not sharp at all. The seam rippers I just don't like. This one's got a little bit of sharpness to it, but not a lot. So like when I use a needle, I make a mess, but I really like these. So they are good for that. I know people use them, gosh dang, can you see that? They use them as stitch counters. I struggle that. I think it's one of those. I know you can teach an old dog new tricks, but sometimes when I try to learn new tricks, it doesn't work. I think because I don't have the patience, and it's like, nah, I'll just do it the way I've done it for the last 40 years. Even if it would be easier once I learned it. I'm a little bullheaded that way. But anyway, I think they use them for counting pins, you know, stick pins, just to stick them in. I think they're really cute in these pin cushions. There's those, and then there's, I love the bees. The bee and the beehive I think are absolutely adorable. I think we need to get a primitive flower to go with them, or a honey pot, or a honeycomb. I don't know, we'll see. There's those, and then these are sweet. These, so far the ones, oh no, I will have these as buttons. I do have buttons that are the stars. I haven't gotten them listed, so you can watch for those if you're interested. These come in buttons. This watermelon comes as a button. These two I don't have as buttons, and I think they are adorable. There's a peach and a lemon. Don't have any designs either for peaches or lemons. I need to work on that. But those two, I think, are just adorable. And so is the watermelon. I've always loved this little watermelon button, and we have those buttons in the shop. And then there are, okay, there's the strawberry. The strawberry would go good with the lemon, the peach, and the watermelon. And we do have the strawberry in the, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not doing a very good job. I do have the strawberries as buttons too, but these are so fun. And then the little bunnies, which I know you've seen the bunnies. And the little pram bunny. And then the last but not least are these three. And this is the white daisy. Drew's being a dork back there. And this is the bluebird. And I do have him in the shop. I have not shown him. I have not gotten anything designed to use him, but he's in the shop. And the ladybug, and I think the ladybug is so sweet. I don't know if you can see him. He's got little spots. That's the ladybug. And I wanted to show you, so like, no, that one won't work. So this one, we've got the button hanging, but how cute, if I can find them, there they are. How cute to use the stick pins too, or one or the other, or both. I mean, you can do the button and the stick pins, or I have too busy of a background and too busy. I just think that those are so fun. I'm gonna have fun playing with them. Stick them in here. Isn't that fun? You wouldn't have to put this one on. You just stitch the butter, or stitch the little bumblebee, and then put the stick pins in there. Or there's this guy. I know I've shown him before, and he's got a bunny and a basket. But you could do stick pins. Oh, you don't want that. I don't know that we would want a bird on the bunny basket. They're just fun. And then I have one more. This is my favorite. I pulled this one out. And if you were to put red, white, and blue. This one I put the star, or I put a flag button, but you wouldn't have to have a button if you did this. Isn't that just sweet? The red, white, and blue stars. I love those. And I know that we just got cutters that are U, S, and A. Wouldn't that be sweet? You can do the USA in the pins. So anyway, those are new in the shop, and I wanted to show these so everybody could see them, because we just listed them yesterday. I just got them Saturday. We had Easter on Saturday this year at my daughter's house, because yesterday was my son-in-law's birthday, and they had made other plans, so we just had Easter on Saturday instead. And we had such a good time. Almost everybody was there. Aaron had to work, but everybody else was able to make it. And we played games, and we went out and saw the goats, and it was just a fun day. So I hope everybody had a good Easter weekend. There I am again going So I've shown my vintage stitch. This is a finish. I know I talked about starting and doing a sampler on Sunday mornings. That's not mine, just somebody, just a sampler. And this one caught my eye. It's called Spring Sampler. It's very simple. It's very small. Did not pull out all the information on it. I apologize. I know I've shown it plenty of times while I was working on it and talked about the threads, but I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. So if you are interested or if you want to know anything about it, just let me know. I used all the called for threads. I did change the two flowers, this one here and this one here. The flowers themselves were supposed to be white, but that color ghosted so bad and I just didn't like it, so I changed them to the blue. And I can't remember, it's not DMC. I can't remember if it was Weeks Dye Works, and I don't remember. Anyway, if you are interested. And the other thing I screwed up was this clear up here. This row, not the alphabet, but the row between the alphabets. I just did regular cross stitches and it called for a special stitch, and I don't remember what the stitch is, and I had it done before I realized it. And I thought, nope, I'm not going to take it out. It looks just fine. So this is Spring Sampler, and it's by Crossing Centuries. Isn't it pretty? It's just so simple. So now I have to find a frame for it. I haven't decided if I'm going to take this one to Hobby Lobby and get it framed, or if I'm going to try. I know I mentioned before I was going to try the technique that Lori with the textilist does, and I haven't had a chance to try that yet. So I might try that with this one rather than pay to get it framed, because that gets so darn expensive. And they're so limited on their frames down there. They don't really have anything primitive, and they look at me like I'm a nut when I say, no, that's not primitive enough. So maybe I'll try it myself if I can find, I have to find a frame. Maybe I'll have something here. And since I finished that one, I started my new one. I haven't gotten very far on it, and this one's going to take me, you're going to get sick and tired of seeing it, I think, because this is going to take me forever. And this is my working copy, and I copied it in black and white. And even when it was in color, this is not something I would have picked ever in a million years, just going by this picture. This is called Bridget Power 1840, and it's by GGR, and it's a reproduction sampler. And if you want to know all about it, go to the Comfort Stitchers Floss Tube. She's the reason why I'm stitching this. I ran across her Floss Tube and started watching it, and she was in the middle of stitching this, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Like I said, I would never, ever, ever have chosen this by this front cover if I had not seen it stitched or being stitched. She's had it done now for quite a while, but I am using the called for colors. I don't have time to, I'm not taking the time to look at the colors and decide if I really like those together or whatever. I'm just not. I'm just going to go by the called for colors, and it's all DMC. And this is them. And I didn't even take the time to get my threads organized. I need to get all these out and put on a floss ring. But for now, I'm just working out of here, and I only work on this on Sunday mornings. So like I said, this thing's huge. It's going to take me forever. And this is my start. Don't laugh, because it's not much. I started it at the last sit and stitch, but I only got like one little leaf done. I didn't get hardly anything done that day. And I think I've worked on it twice since. As you can see, it's going to be a nice, you don't need to see my back. Oh no, that wasn't it. This is my back. You don't want to see the back. It's going to be a nice big sampler. And I don't remember what the name of this linen is. I know I have it written down somewhere. This, I'm pretty sure, is the linen that she used, the comfort stitcher that she used. It's not the called for. The called for is, gosh, I don't even see it on here. Oh, here. Weeks Dye Works Parchment is the called for. It's 40 count. So I'm glad that I chose the 40 count because I wouldn't want it to be any bigger than this, because this is going to be nice, big sampler. And as you can see, I've got very little done. You can't even see that. Put this behind it. There you go. And I need to go back and watch some of her Floss Tube again, because she did a lot of research on this sampler to try and find out anything she could on Bridget Power, like how old she was when she did this. Maybe it does say, I don't think it says. I don't remember, but she was young. This girl was young. And this is going to be absolutely amazing when I get it done. It's just an unbelievable sampler. I've kind of started to pay closer attention to some of these old samplers and the young girls who stitched them, how they did that without a pattern. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to me. Just beautiful, beautiful work. So anyway, that's what I'm doing on Sunday mornings. And once in a while I get a wild hair and I think, I'm just gonna stitch on that for a little bit. And so maybe I'll do that more often with this one, because if I don't, it's gonna take me forever. So that, I think, is about it. I showed my vintage. I showed, oh, the drawing. Okay, two floss tubes ago, when it was my 45th floss tube, I drew 4 people's names, and you could choose 2 patterns out of 2 PDFs out of the shop, and I would send them to you free. And 2 of them, 2 people got theirs. There was one, and her name was Suepano, Suepano, 4436. I have not heard from you, and maybe it came through and I haven't seen it, and if that's the case, I apologize. But if you would like to email me again, or if you just didn't see it, go ahead and email me, because you've won 2 patterns, 2 PDFs of your choice. And what was I going to say about that? Oh, email me. It'll be down below here, but it's Asberysechoesstitches@gmail.com. And then Lori, KOCH 8010, I drew her name, and she contacted me. She does not have a printer, so she said just go ahead and draw somebody else's name. So I did, and this is for the word was spring, so if you put spring in your comments, you were put in the drawing. And this was 2 episodes or 2 floss tubes ago. So Mary Moore 654, MaryMoore 654. I drew your name in place of Lori's name. And so if you send me an email and tell me which 2 patterns, 2 PDFs you would like, please let me know. And then last floss tube, I'm going to try to draw every floss tube. I will draw 2 people's names for a pattern. And last time the word was flower. So if you commented and left a comment and used the word flower, I put you in a drawing for 1 PDF pattern of your choice. And I drew, and I use a random drawer on the computer that Doreen with Privies and Prims told me about. It's pretty nifty. It makes it so simple. You just tell them which episode and what word to look for, and it just automatically pulls the names up. So this time around, it's Vicky Kennedy 9644. So it's VICKIKENNEDY 9644. And the second one is Karen in Ohio, 1346. So KarenInohio 1346. Just send me an email and tell me which PDF pattern you would like, and I will get those sent off to you. And so for the drawing for next week, I try and do these every 2 weeks. So what word do I want to use? We used spring and we used flower. How about, I should really think of these words before I sit down here to do these. How about the word happy? Happy. Just because happy makes you smile. What makes you happy? Just let me know what makes you happy, and I'll put you in the drawing for a free PDF out of the shop. So there's that. And I was gonna say, oh, want to know what makes me happy? I ordered baby chicks. Didn't really need them, but I didn't get any baby chicks last year, and we've lost 3. They were old. They were old. They stick around. I don't get rid of them because I have a bad habit of naming my chickens. And, you know, if you name them, you can't eat them. Now, the one time I let the broody hen sit on some chickens, or some eggs, we had chickens hatch, and I think I had like 2 hens and 4 roosters. We already had a rooster, and we don't need that many roosters, so we ate those guys. Sorry, but nobody wanted them. I couldn't give them away, and I didn't need them, and so we took them to the local Amish, and they processed them for us, and they made great bone broth and chicken and noodles. So it was fun. I really, really enjoyed doing that, watching those little ones hatch and raise them that way. But we just don't need roosters, and you're gonna get a rooster or 2, or like that time it was 4. And so I just order them now. So there's a place in Oskaloosa that we've had really good luck with, and they sex the chicks, and so we always know what we're getting, and they're very healthy. And instead of replacing the 3, chicken math means that I ordered 7. So we'll see. I got some Wyandottes and something gem. I can't remember what it was called. And then I got 3 that were majestic something. They're supposed to lay really dark brown eggs. So we'll see what those are like. And those will be coming at the end of the month.
I have work at noon.
And Drew has to work at noon. Drew started a new job. He started yesterday. He's neighbor down the road here has had him do some work now and then. He had him come down a couple times last year, right?
Yeah.
And called him yesterday and said, would you like to work right now? And so off he went. Apparently he's leaving. When are you leaving? Noon. He's leaving at noon, so I'll have to feed him before he goes, because it's physical labor. Doesn't quite know for sure what he's going to do when he gets there until Daryl tells him. But we really appreciate Daryl hiring Drew. It's so convenient and handy because he's just right down the road. And I have one more thing to show, and this is my whip. And I said that with my eggs 10 cents. I said I was doing farm animals. And this one is called Old Woolly Sheep. It's about done. I'm doing these on the Nate Berkus. Oh shoot. I'll show it next time. I'm doing these on the Nate Berkus, and unfortunately I cannot find this linen anywhere. It's an upholstery linen. Joanne Fabric was selling it. I've had people ask because I talk about it all the time, and they're like, what is this? Where did you get it from? And I forget that I've talked about it so many times that I just don't explain it. It was called Nate Berkus Upholstery Linen, and I was getting it from Joanne Fabric. And when Joanne Fabric went out I stocked up, I bought a whole bunch, and I've had people, I've got some, I don't like it, I can't use it, would you want it? And I've bought some from them, and so I have plenty, but it doesn't help when somebody says, I want to stitch it to look just like that. And I apologize. I've been trying so hard to find something that is even remotely close. Can you grab that little girl stitch there that's laying on the newspaper that I just dyed? Thank you. So these I'm stitching on the Nate Berkus, and I will dye him after I'm done stitching him, and he will go along with my chicken stitch. I'm almost done. So there's Old Woolly Sheep. And this was fun because, you see lots of designs with one of these on there. And I had to really think hard about, because some of them you look at and you're like, I know what that's supposed to be. And that's really similar. And it is, sometimes it's really hard to get something on this, to stitch something, cross stitch something to make it look. But it brought back a lot of good memories because I tried really hard to think of what dads look like. We raised sheep when I was growing up, and I love the sheep and I miss the sheep. And Dad would hire somebody to come in and shear the sheep, and it was always a fun day. It was a hard, hot, sticky, dirty, yucky, fun day. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about the sheep. But we had these, and my sister and I showed sheep at at the expo. I call it the expo. That's what we called it, but it was the county fair for 4-H. And so we'd use these trimmers and it was fun to try and remember what they look like. I probably could have run over. I'm sure Dad has them out there somewhere. But anyway, that's that. And this, somebody sent me a link. I did not do well today. And said this might be, it's not Nate Berkus, but it might be what you're looking for, or it might be similar enough to what you're looking for. And so you could order swatches, and you could get 10 swatches free. So I ordered 10 swatches of 10 different colors. It came in all kinds of colors. This is still a little damp. I just stitched her on there real quick this morning and gave it a coffee dye bath. And I don't remember the name of the company, and it's pretty expensive. So if I was to buy a yard of this, it's going to be $50. And I don't remember anything about it. I'm not sure. What do you think? So this is the Nate Berkus, and this is the new stuff. I'm not sure I like, excuse me, I guess, I don't know. I might have to try it. I've got, like I said, I got 10 different samples, 10 different colors. And this one I think might have been the khaki, but I dyed it. I wanted to see if it dyed well, and it did take the dye. I can't remember what all it is. It's a little bit of cotton, and I don't remember what else it said it was at the moment. I just was looking at it real fast this morning and it was early and I wasn't really paying attention. So I don't know, what do you think? Maybe I should do something a little bigger on another piece and see how it works. It does look pretty similar. I don't know what it works out to as far as stitch count. I don't know, we'll see. But I am gonna play around with it, and maybe this will work. It's not exactly the same at all by any means, but it's similar enough that maybe, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe. We'll see. It would be fun if I could find something though that gives me the look, the more of the primitive look that I like, versus, see, this is all, so like this, I like it, I do, but it is not this. It's not. So I'll keep looking and I'll let you know. And I think I better get going because Drew's probably gonna want something to eat before he goes. And I will have the house to myself for a little bit. just have to do some cleaning. Anyway, the word for the drawing is happy, and thank you so much for all of the comments and the kind words and the orders that come in. I don't know how to express just how thankful I am. I'm enjoying this journey so much, and I'm enjoying everybody that I'm getting to know on this journey. I am really looking forward to September when I go to my first retreat. It may be my only retreat, but we'll see. Not that I won't, I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm going to love it, but I also know that we can't go that far every year to the retreat, to Doreen's retreat, even though I'd like to. It's Doreen with Privies and Prims, her retreat. It's her fall one. And I know there are some that are a lot closer. I know there's one up north. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not good at meeting people and spending days with people. But I do need to step out of my comfort zone with that too, I know. So we'll see. Thank you again for watching. If you're new here and you like what you see, please, what is it? Like, subscribe and ring the bell, or turn the bell on so that you get notified whenever we have a new floss tube. So thank you very much, and I hope everybody has a good day.